Hey guys, I hope that I'm live right now. If you guys are able to listen me properly, as well as there's no issues with the audio or the video, could you guys please let me know once? Hello everyone, I hope that I'm live right now, guys. If you guys are able to listen me properly, as well as there's no issues with the audio or the video, could you guys please let me know once? Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Could you guys let me know once if there is any kind of issues with the audio or the video, guys? Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Good evening. Is the audio and the video fine, guys? No issues whatsoever, right? Okay, great. Awesome, guys. Awesome. How are you guys? Is already fine? Is already great? How are you guys? Good evening, Kalyan. Yesterday I had a good talk with you. Thank you so much for helping us out with the same. Okay. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. So one class is missed, so I want to ask certificate will be provided to me. See, usually if your guys are missing out of one or two attendance, we usually take care of that because we are also able to understand someday it is a festive moment and maybe you are not able to attend the class on 1 day or 2 day. So we take care of that. You will still get your certificates. But try your level best to be present in the class, to focus upon in the class, to learn something right over here. See, being very frank with you guys, certificates really don't matter. What matters is your drive to learn. The aim of the bootcamp is not to provide you guys with certificates. The aim of the bootcamp is even not to teach you guys data structures and algorithms. The aim of the bootcamp is very simple, to inculcate the habit of coding every single day, to inculcate the habit of learning every single day. That is the aim of the bootcamps, in which you guys are able to understand that maybe even after the boot camp, when the boot camp is ending, I can continue utilizing this 1.5 hours to learn something, maybe data structures and algorithms. I've already been introduced by them, I'm able to code a little bit. Why not learn a little bit more? The aim of this boot camp is to inculcate the habit of learning, because most of the students, even when I was in college, that was the biggest problem. I was not able to take out time from my college or from my friends or from my girlfriends. I think so I should name it as just one girlfriend. So yeah, I was not able to take up time to invest in my particular future, that is placements, that is getting internships. I was not able to do that. Now, lucky enough for me, I had my older brother, who guided me throughout the entire journey. So Kiran Muthegi, he's my older brother. Right now he's in University of Michigan. At that point of time he was working in Microsoft as a software engineer. He's the one who pulled my ear and told me that no matter what is happening in your life, if you really want a good placement, it is not that hard. No matter from which college you are from, what companies are coming to your college, it's not hard to get into good companies. But if you really want to get a good package, get into a good company, then you will have to put in the work. Now, he told me one thing: it is not good that you're putting in 6 hours learning coding for 3 months to get a job or to get an internship. That won't work. Coding is not like memorization of something, it is more about understanding something. It is just like mathematics. The more that you practice and the consistency that you maintain right over there is what is going to make you great. You don't need to be a brilliant student, you don't need to be a gifted person, because there are a lot of different positions available and very little gifted people that are there in coding. If you want to get a good job, you just have to be consistent enough. Put 2 to 3 hours of studying in just coding every single day for 6 months, for 9 months, and you will see the difference. Start with just 1.5 hours. I'm not even asking directly go to three. This bootcamp should inculcate that habit of putting in 1 to 1.5 hours daily, right? 1 to 1.5 hours daily. And then move further from right over there. Increase it every week, increase it by 15 minutes. Slowly and steadily, you will reach the point where you're putting in 3 hours of time. Just be consistent with coding, and coding is going to take you a long way further. Okay, so do not think that coding is hard. Because you're learning it for the very first time, you might seem to think that it is hard or it is something that is new to you guys. Whenever something is new, just put in a little bit more efforts to understand it. And trust me this, guys, no matter who you are, no matter how much you like or hate programming, you can't hate it more than me. I hated programming since 10th standard. Since 10th standard, I hated programming because my friends were able to tell me, oh, I've built this OS, I've done this, I'm playing these video games, and I was shit with computers. I was shit with computers. I didn't even like to use computers at that point of time. Even right now as well, most of my stuff I just write it in a diary. I don't use computers for doing that. And my friends were very well versed in computers, so I hated it. When I came to college, I started programming, and I was not learning it in the right way, and I hated it even more. But what I understood is, over the 4 years of spending in college, the more that I put in efforts, the more the time that I put in, the consistent time that I put in, I was able to get better at it. And to a point in such a way that the other students, I was able to get better than them. It's not about being the best, it is about being better than others. That is how you will end up at good internships and good jobs. And trust me, this guys, I've spent the last 5 days with you, and I'm able to see potential within you. Students who are able to put in 1 hour of their time every single day to come up to a class to learn something right over there, that is commendable. And you should pat yourself on your own backs. You have done the first step of taking in time. Now the next step is just to continue doing that. Okay. Okay. Uh, could you please explain 3D arrays one? So Hemant, yesterday we talked about 2D arrays, not 3D arrays. Okay, if you guys remember that, we talked about 2D arrays yesterday. Were you able to understand 2D arrays, Hemant and Sir's world? I'm very bad with pronouncing the names, guys. So please do let me know. Okay, please let me know, guys. Were you able to understand 2D arrays? If you were able to understand 2D arrays, it will take me 2 minutes to make you guys understand 3D arrays. Okay. So could you please let me know, both of you, if you were able to understand 2D arrays? Yes. So if you are able to understand 2D arrays and the way that we understood it, that what is 2D arrays? 2D arrays is the giant array, a one-dimensional giant array in which each of the elements are individual 1D arrays. Right? That is how we learned about 2D arrays. What are 2D arrays? 2D arrays are giant arrays in which each of the elements are individual 1D array. Now think about what is a 3D array. Okay, let's first draw it out. Okay, let's first draw it out so that you guys are able to see a visual representation of a 3D array. Again, guys, questions related to multi-dimensional arrays are pretty rare in most of the cases. You will not be getting questions related to 3D arrays or 4D arrays at any particular point of time. But because you guys have asked me this question, just so that you guys are able to understand, I'm going to take up a minute or two to help you guys out with that. Okay, now where is my pen? Guys, give me a second. I think so. I've just lost my pen right over here. Oh, yeah, I got it. It was behind the laptop. Okay, so let's try to understand this, guys. What is a 2D array? A 2D array is just like a big array made up of one-dimensional arrays. What about a three-dimensional array, guys? How does that look like? So this is how a three-dimensional array look like. This is going to be a first layer. So your two-dimensional arrays start layering upon one upon the other. Okay, they start layering upon it. There'll be another layer on the back, guys, right over here. There will be another layer right over here, guys. And then there will be another layer back here. That is what a three-dimensional array is. As you're able to see in this example of a three-dimensional array, it is nothing else but a bigger array of three two-dimensional arrays. Are you guys able to see this? So instead of just having rows and columns, you are also having a depth. Okay, you are having row, column, and depth, guys. Depth is the third dimension that you are talking about. Now, this depth, as you're able to see here, there are three layers: 1, 2, and 3. There are three layers. So there are 3 rows, 3 columns, and 3 layers. That is 3 depth that is there. So if you want to create a three-dimensional array, it is pretty simple. You create it as a bigger array of 3 two-dimensional arrays. You create it as a bigger layer or a bigger array of 3 two-dimensional arrays, guys. Just think about it in such a way. Now there are going to be multi-dimensional arrays. There can be a 12th dimensional array as well. But because we are all three-dimensional beings, we can't perceive anything more in the fourth or fifth dimension physically. So that you will just have to imagine it as, okay, a four-dimensional array is basically a bigger array of three-dimensional arrays. Okay, a fifth dimensional array will be a bigger array of three four-dimensional arrays. Each of these four-dimensional arrays will be a bigger array of three-dimensional arrays, and so on and so forth. So just divide it into smaller pieces and you will be able to imagine it pretty well. That is how you can think about three-dimensional arrays. Are you guys able to get this? Please let me know. Are you guys able to get this, guys? Please let me know. Depth will be controlled by the outermost loop. Okay. Yesterday I gave you guys a small homework. Do you guys remember that homework? Please let me know. Yesterday I gave you guys a small homework. Do you guys remember that homework? Please let me know, guys. What was the homework that was given to you guys yesterday? Can somebody let me know? What was the homework given to you guys yesterday? Can somebody let me know? Hello, sir. Are we going to have a project at the end of this boot camp? Daksha, this is a data structures and algorithms boot camp. Usually, you don't have a project associated with it. Although I had an idea about a project that I'm going to put forward as a particular video that I'm going to create at a certain point of time. But yeah, in this boot camp, we don't have a project. Okay. So can you guys let me know what was the homework, guys? The homework was to print a two-dimensional array. So did somebody do that? Can you put down the code in the live chat, guys? Can somebody put down that code if they have done it? Can somebody put down that code in the live chat, guys? Please let me know. Can somebody put down that code in the live chat? Please let me know. Can somebody put down that code in the live chat, guys? Please let me know. Can somebody put down the code in the live chat, guys? Please let me know. Somebody who has done it. Okay. So Lars has written the code right over here. Okay, Ulas, I think so. The numbers are inaccurate. You are having 0 and 0 right over there. Could you please change that? Okay. So Shivendra Singh has written a correct code right over there. He has explained the code. He has not written it, but yes, it is absolutely correct. Let us look at how can we print a a two-dimensional array, guys. That is the aim. So I'm creating the two-dimensional array right now. Give me a second. So this is the two-dimensional array that I've created, the same one as yesterday. Now to go over this particular array, guys, if I'm writing this particular code for I int I is less than is equal to 0, I is less than 3, I plus plus, and then so what will this give me, guys? Let's so if I'm changing this I here, you need to understand this. Let us go back to the drawing board. Let us try to understand it with the drawing board first. Okay, this is the chat. Control A, delete. Okay, so right over here, guys, we are having a two-dimensional array. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Now it has your columns mentioned right over here and it has your rows mentioned right over here, guys. Okay, so let us mention the indexes 0, 1, and 2 and your row as 0, 1, and 2. Now, if you are mentioning this at any particular point of time, you will be mentioning the array as ARR and then row and then column. Okay. Now, if I want to see my first particular element, okay, if I put my first particular element, that is this particular element, I want to write it down. That will be ARR 0 and 0. Then the second particular element will be ARR 0, still 0, and then 1. Then ARR, 0, and then 2. Am I right or wrong, guys? Please let me know. Am I right or wrong, guys? Please let me know. So getting the first three elements, as you're able to see, only the column is actually changing. For getting the first three elements, guys, only the column is changing. Then if you see, so this is the first pattern that I'm able to see. The next numbers that I have to print out, ARR, 1. I'm moving on to the next particular row, guys. So 1 and then 0. Then ARR, 1 once again and then 1. And then ARR, 1 and then 2. Again, if you guys see something, then this particular pattern is repeating. 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2. And then for every single, once I've completed all the columns, the number of the row actually changes. It goes from 0, then 1, and if I continue this further, it will be 2, right? But this particular 0, 1, and 2 will continue even further. So can we do something to iterate over this, guys? Can we do something to iterate so that we are able to repeat this particular pattern? What if I put down a particular for loop? For I is equals to 0, I is less than my row number. How many rows are there? I plus plus. So this will help me go over the rows, right? It will take me from, in the first loop, it will be having the row as 0. Then the second loop, it will be having the row as 1. And the third loop, it will be having the row as 2. Now, what do I need to do in each of these rows, guys? I need to print all the stuff that is present in the column. For each of this row, I need to, so when the row is 0, I need to print 0, 1, and 2. That is the column numbers. When the row is 1, then again I need to print 0, 1, and 2. That are the columns. And then if the row is 2, then again I have to do the exact same thing. So why not put this up as another for loop? We'll put down another for loop right over here. For j is equals to 0. J is less than your number of columns. J plus plus. Now, in this particular row, what is happening is, when in the first for loop, you will be having row is equals to 0. Here, you will be taking up the values 1, 2, and 3. Then the next particular one, the row will be changed to 1. Again, you'll be having 1, 2, and 3. Then it will be changed to 2. Again, you'll be having 1, 2, and 3. Okay. So right over here, we'll put this down, and here we'll be putting out our cout, C-O-U-T out, less than ARR, I, that is the row number, and J. Are you guys able to understand this? This is called as nested for loops, guys, in which you are having one for loop inside of the other for loop. Are you guys able to see this? Nested loops or nested for loops, whatever you want to call it as. And here you are putting up one for loop inside of the other for loop to get the desired output. Let us try to do it in the exact same way inside of programming to check if we were right, wrong, or okay, or what was the case right over there. So let's open this up and let's do that. So I've created the first for loop. Let's create the second for loop, guys. So for int j is equals to, for int j is equals to 0, j is less than 3, j plus plus. J plus plus. Right over here, guys, we can then do a cout less than ARRI j, and we'll put some spacing as well, guys, so that everything looks a little bit more cleaner. That's it. Let us run this out and let us check it if everything is working fine or not. And as we are able to see, all the elements present inside of our two-dimensional array is being printed on our screen. Now, what if I want to print it just like the matrix? I want 1, 2, 3 to be present in the same line. Then I want to go to the next line, guys. Then I want to print 4, 5, 6. Then I want to go to the next line, and then I want to print 7, 8, 9. What can be done right over here, guys? Can somebody let me know? I want to print 1, 2, 3 in the same line. Then I want to go to the next line. I want to print 4, 5, 6. Then I want to go to the next line. Then I want to print 7, 8, 9. Now this end L, of course, we know that we have to use this end L. We have to use this cout end L at some particular point of time. But where should we do it? Where should we do that? Where should we print end L, guys? Now, as you were able to notice, we want to go to the next line whenever our one row is completed. If you thought about it, whenever we have completed printing one row, then we have to go to the next line, otherwise not. Am I right or wrong, guys? Please let me know. We want to go to the next line whenever we have completed one loop. Now, where are we completing this loop for the first row, guys? So this first row is being completed after this, right? After this particular code, we are ending our first loop and we are going to the next particular row. So put down our end L right over here. Cout less than end L. And we are going to run this once again. As you are able to see, now we are able to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, 8, 9 printed just like a two-dimensional array. Are you guys able to see this and understand it? Please let me know. Are you guys able to see this and understand this, guys? Please let me know. For those who are still not able to understand it, I will recommend you that after this particular class, sit and watch the video. Try to do it yourself. You will be able to understand that. Okay. Okay. So the next thing that we are going to do right now is we are going to learn about how to find the largest element from an array. Okay. That is our question, guys. First of all, we'll take in a particular array from the user. Okay, we will not define what is the size of the array, guys. We'll not define what is the size of the array. The user will tell us what is the size of the array. He will give us the inputs to the array as well. And we will find what is the largest element present in our array. That is the point, guys. Are you guys able to understand this particular question? Please let me know. Everybody is able to understand this particular question, guys? Please let me know. What is the question, guys? Are you guys able to understand it? We want to take in the array as an input from the user, but we don't even know what is the size of the array. The user will be telling us what is the size of the array. The user will be creating that array itself, and we just have to find what is the largest element in that array. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. That is what we are going to do right now. Again, today there will be two attendances, guys. So please make sure that you are not missing out on any of the attendances. Otherwise, even I can't do anything about that. If you are missing out on attendances, you will be missing out on your certificates as well. I don't want that for you guys. So, and the second attendance can be taken up anywhere within the class or even after the class or even after 5 minutes of taking up the first attendance. So that is totally dependent upon my mood. Whenever I will like to take up an attendance, I'll do that. This is the first attendance of today's class that I'm going to take up right now. The attendance link will be closed exactly in 5 minutes, so please be ready for the same. Okay. This is the first attendance for today's class, guys. The attendance link will be closed exactly in 5 minutes. That is at 8:43. The attendance will be closed exactly at 8:43, guys. Please start filling up the attendance right now. The attendance will be closed exactly at 8:43. Please start filling up the attendance right now. The attendance will be closed exactly at 8:43, guys. Please start filling up the attendance right now. Again, like I've already said, there will be two attendances in today's class. Any of the attendances that you are missing, I will not be able to do anything after that. Please make sure that you are able to fill up your attendance as soon as possible. Okay. Start filling up your attendance right now, guys. Start filling up your attendance right now, guys. Start filling up the attendance right now, guys. Okay. Like I've already said, guys, after that, we'll be starting out with our class. We'll be continuing from right over there. There's a lot that we have to do right now. Okay. Okay. I hope so. Everybody was able to understand the question at least. I hope so. Everybody was able to understand the question at least, guys. Right? But please bear in mind that we have to take in the input from the user as well, not just the array numbers, not just the elements, but also how many elements are going to be there in the array. Both we are going to take in as an input from our user. Could you guys think about a particular like solution for that? How can we create an array in which the number of elements of that array is also given to us by the user? Can somebody think about it? What is the easiest method of creating an array in which the number of elements in the array is also given by the user itself? How can we create such an array? Think about it. Like, of course, when we'll be starting to code, I will be explaining that to you guys, so you don't have to worry about that. But just think about it. How can we do that, guys? How can we do that? Think about it, guys. How can we do that? Think about it, guys. How can we do that? Use define max. So Ashish, yes, that is usually what we do inside of programming. But because these are first time programmers itself, what we can do is we can use a predefined array. We can use a predefined array, guys. Let us do that. What we're going to do is we're going to create an array. Okay, we're going to create an array that is going to be a predefined array of having 100 elements. Okay, so int arr having 100 elements right over here. But we are not going to use all these 100 elements. We are only going to use that many number of elements that the user specifies. For example, right over here, we'll take up C, okay, int n, C out less than, enter the number of elements in the array array. Okay, and we'll take in the input from the user, guys. Cn less than, sorry, greater than n. Okay, so right over here, guys, what we have done is that we have taken in the input from the user about, and we have stored it inside of a variable called as n. This is the number of elements that the user wants to be present inside of the array. Now what we do is, instead of storing all the 100 positions, we are going to iterate over the array and store only n of these positions, guys. Right now we know that the number of elements present in the array is n. Right now the number of elements present in the array is n, guys. Right, number of elements present in the array is n. So what we will do is we are going to use this right now. So for int I is equals to 0, I is less than n, I plus plus, we're going to take in the input from the user itself. So C out less than, enter number at index I less than. Let's remove this particular from right over here. Instead, we'll put it right over here itself. That will look a little bit more better in the case. And then we'll put up a Cn. Cn less greater than arr. Hi. So here, as you're able to see, instead of entering numbers for all the 100 elements, we are actually using only the n elements out of that, the first n elements out of that, and we are asking our user to enter elements only in that range. Are you guys able to see this and understand it? Please let me know. Are you guys able to see this and understand it, guys? Please let me know. Okay, I've forgotten to put up the semicolon right over here. Are you guys able to see this and understand it, guys? That what we have done right over here. We wanted to take in the size of the array as an input from the user. So we created an enormous sized array itself that is of 100 elements. In the future, we'll be learning about max int and all these kind of stuff as well, which will help you create the maximum size of the array and then do this. But for our purpose, we are going to keep it simple. We are creating a big size array called like having 100 elements. I'm going to take in an input from the user that we are going to use only that many number of elements, n number of elements from our array, right? Are you guys able to understand? This is how we'll be able to create our array having n number of elements inside of it, guys. Now, what we want to do is we want to find the largest element in this array. That is our aim, guys. What is our aim? To find the largest element in our array, guys. Now, how can we do that? Want to find the largest element in our array, guys. How can we do that? Anybody give me some ideas, guys? Give me some ideas. How can we like find the largest element in the array? So memory will be lost by this method. Yes, you will be wasting a lot of the method, guys. Okay. uh it will be wasting a lot of memory inside of your computer, this particular method. Like a replaceable, so you usually don't use arrays, you use something called as vectors. Vectors are very similar to arrays, but in which you are able to dynamically define how many number of elements should be there in the vector. You don't have to create the vectors in the exact same way. You can have 100 elements, 200 elements, 300 elements, or 3 elements inside of the vector. You don't have to create that, okay, this vector is only of 100 elements. No, you don't have to do that. So in this bootcamp, we are not going to deal with a lot of vectors. Maybe in the last day, I will be letting you guys know about vectors as well. But right now, we are dealing with just arrays right now. Okay. So compare first index and second index. Okay, comparing indexes. Store the first element in a variable and then compare the variable to every element of the array if it changes value of the variable accordingly. Very good. Soham, very good answer. Okay, sort the array in ascending or descending order and select the element as an output. Extremely good, Krishna. Very well written answer, guys. Okay, compare every element to big. If bigger than big, replace big. Okay, amazing, written in a very simple manner as well. Great. Initialize max as 0 and then use an if condition with the for loop. Okay, that's also great, guys. Any other answers? Using int main variable and using for we can do, and using for loop we can do. Yes, definitely you can do that as well. Yeah, that will also work for you guys. But dash, why to do that? Why to use int main? Because that will again take up a lot of space. Why not directly use the first particular element in the array? That will save you a lot of space and memory as well. Dash, think about it. Okay, use for loop, and if arr n is greater than arr n plus 1, okay, but how would that work? You have to compare all of them, right? Okay, let's see some of the two ideas that I liked from the answers that I was able to get. Let us look at those answers right now. The first particular one was to create a variable. Okay, so int answer is equals to arr0. Okay, we are initializing the answer as arr0 itself. That is the element present at the 0th index. Now, this is the first element that is present in the array, guys. We are initializing our answer as that. Now we'll create a for loop. We'll create a for loop, guys. For int I is equals to 0, I is less than n, I plus plus. We are going to go over the entire array. For every single element, if we find a particular element that is greater than the current answer, we want to find the largest element. So if we find any element that is greater than the current answer, we'll update our answer. Are you guys able to understand it? ARR0 is the first particular element that is present in our array. We want to find what is the largest element present in the array. We're going to go over each and every element in the particular array. We're going to check if the current answer is smaller than the array element in the array. If the element in the array is greater than the current answer, then we need to update our answer that we found the next greatest element. And we'll continue doing this further as well, guys. For example, right over here, if ARRI is greater than the current answer, guys, then we will update our answer. So answer is equals to ARRI, guys. Okay, answer is equals to ARRI. Okay, and then at the end, once we have gone through the entire array, we have found the largest element present in the array, guys. Now this updation only happens if we have found a new element greater than the current answer, greater than the current greatest element that we have got. If we get a new element that is greater than the current answer, only then it gets updated. That is the reason why we are having an if statement right over there. At the end, we just have to return back the answer, cout less than the greatest greatest element in the array is less than ans answer. Okay, we can even check this out, guys. We'll run this. And check this out, we can run this. Number of elements in the array, let's put in 10. Index at 0, -1, 10, 2, 5, 13, -8, 11, 6, 4, 9. As you're able to see, we are able to get the greatest element in the array is 13. Are you guys able to see this? Please let me know. The greatest element in the array is 13, guys. Are you guys able to see this and understand it? Please let me know, guys. Are you guys able to see this and understand it, guys? Please let me know. Yes? Awesome. Now, the second solution that somebody actually mentioned right over there was a solution that I even liked as well, was why not sort the array? We'll sort the array from ascending to descending or descending to ascending itself in any manner possible. And then depending upon that, once the array is sorted, that is it's from smallest to the largest element, we can return back the answer that is the smallest element or the greatest element depending upon that. Let's try it out, guys. Okay, with the same thing, let's try it out. For example, right over here, let's comment this entire lines of code. Now to comment multiple lines of code, guys, I think so I've already told you guys about comments, right? On the very first day, I've already told you guys about comments, guys. I want to comment all these lines of code. I don't want them to appear as code anymore. So I can just select all these lines of code and then press Control /. I can just select all these lines of code and do Control /. They will comment all these lines of code for me. If I want to decomment it, if I want to convert it back to a particular code, I will again select all these lines of code. Again, I will press Control and then /. The second method of doing this of multiple lines is /*. Whatever you want to comment, just put down in between /* and */. That will comment all those lines of code for you. That will comment all those lines of code. Whatever method works fine for you. Usually I don't use this. I use the selection and then / because that is much more easier and faster. Okay, so that is what I do. But nevertheless, any of the methods that works for you works for me as well. Okay. Okay. So now that I've commented this, let us find out how can we sort a particular array at any particular point of time. Now, arrays inside of C++ have an inbuilt function called as sort, which will help you sort a particular array, guys. This sorting happens in the ascending order, that is from the smallest to the largest. By default, the mode of sorting of the array will happen from the smallest to the largest, guys. We can reverse it as well, but that is the default mode. Now to use this, we'll have to replace our include IO stream by bits /stdc++.h. We'll be replacing our IO stream by bits /stdc++.h, guys. We are no longer going to use IO stream. Now, up to this point of time, we were just using IO stream because we just needed input and output functionalities. bits /std c++.h actually provides you with the input and output functionalities as well as the inbuilt functionalities, default inbuilt standard functionalities that are provided to the data structures by C++ directly. So instead of, so from now onwards, guys, from today onwards, whenever you are writing your code, this 2 lines of code are the first 3 lines of code. You have to write it always. So just memorize these 3 lines of code. Just starting any kind of C++ code, you'll be starting with these 3 lines of code. Your bits std c++.h actually contains the IO stream as well as also adds a lot of different functionalities like this sorting method that we are going to use right now. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand this, guys? Please let me know. Okay, so this is a new thing, guys. That is the reason why I'm focusing upon it a little bit more. Okay, so now to sort this array, guys, we are going to use the sort function. Sorting an array is pretty simple. Just write sort, S-O-R-T, sort. It takes in 2 attributes right over there. The name of the array, that is ARR, and the end point of the array, guys. Name of the array and the end point at the array, guys. The end point is ARR plus N. Okay, ARR plus N, guys. That gives us the end point of our array. Okay, once we have done this, so this is basically you creating a pointer. So it takes in 2 pointers, the starting point of the array and the ending point of the array, guys. These are the 2 pointers that you are actually feeding into the array. Okay, the starting point of the array, guys, that is ARR, and the ending point of the array, that is ARR plus N. I want to sort this particular array itself. Now, if you want to sort a small part of the array, just provide the starting point of the small part of the array. I want to sort it from the second index till the end of the array. I want to start it sorting from the second index till the fifth index itself. So you even do a sorting of a particular small part of the array, but that is up to you guys. Here we want to sort the entire array. Again, just reminding you guys right over here that this particular sort mechanism will sort the array in ascending order from the smallest to the largest element itself. Now, if you know that we want to get the largest element from this array, after sorting the array, where will our element be situated at, guys? After sorting our array, where will be the largest element be situated at? At what index will our largest element be situated at? Can somebody let me know? At what particular element will our largest element be situated at? Can somebody let me know? ARR n minus 1, guys. That is the last element. That is the last element, guys. That is where our largest element will be situated as. We are going to print ARR n minus 1, guys. That is where our largest element will be situated at. Again, n is the size of the array. That is the number of elements present in the array, guys. What we need is the largest element. That is going to be the index. That is n minus 1, guys. Okay, so if we run this, let's put in the inputs, guys. Number of elements 10, minus 1. Shit. Okay. Number 10 minus 1, 2, 5, 10, 11, 8, 9, 6, 15, 1. The greatest element in the array is 15. You can even print it out, guys. You can even print the entire thing out if you want to see if it has been sorted or not. For our purposes, we'll just remove this and we'll create our very own array. Okay. Because again, I don't want to enter this. So n is equals to 10 right over here. Array is of 10 characters. Create the array right over here, guys. Minus 1, 2, 5, 10, 6, 15, 22, 1, 7, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, 10 elements are there in this. N is equals to 10. Okay, we'll print the entire array out, guys. So that will be for int I is equals to 0, I is less than n, I plus plus. I will do C out less than ARRI less than some space. And we'll run this up. As you're able to see, minus 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 10, 15, 22. We have sorted the entire array in the ascending order. We have sorted the entire array in the ascending order. What about if we want to do the exact same thing but in descending order? We want to sort the array but in the descending order, guys. So for that, the code that you have to write is very simple. ARR, that is the starting point of the array. The ending point of the array, that is ARR plus n, guys. And just put then this particular magical word right over here. GREATER greater. I'm very sorry. GREATER greater. And then int, that is the numbers that are there inside of the array, and then parenthesis. As simple as that, guys. Greater int parenthesis. Once you put this in, guys, you save this, you run this particular code. I'm so sorry. You run this particular code, guys. As you're able to see, now the array is sorted in the descending order of the largest element to the smallest element, guys. That is the purpose of this. As you're able to see, it is pretty simple. If you just put this greater int and then parenthesis, it will sort the element in the in the descending order, guys. By default, it is in the ascending order. Again, guys, reminding you once again that by default, it is in the ascending order. If you want to print it out in the descending order, then this is what you need to do. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand this, guys? Please let me know. Okay, great. So tomorrow we are going to start out with a new topic, that is linked lists. Okay, linked lists are a new topic that we are going to start tomorrow, guys. It is a pretty important topic that we are going to start tomorrow. Now, linked list as a topic is very important, guys. So please make sure you are not skipping on tomorrow's class. Okay. Also, I will be traveling today, guys. So I'm going to Patna today. That is my hometown. So I will be going to Patna today. So tomorrow's class will be at the same time. We'll not be changing any kind of class. What's the meaning of that greater int? So greater int is actually a inbuilt function that has been created, which basically compares your particular all the values that are there inside of your uh, array and returns back the greatest elements one by one. So instead of having the smallest element first, you are printing it out in the reverse order. We will be seeing, we can even create our very own compare functions as well. We don't have to rely upon their functions. We can even create our very own compare functions as well. So you don't have to worry about that. So we'll be seeing that tomorrow. We'll be also seeing the linked list, guys. So you don't have to worry about that. We'll keep everything ready right over there, guys. Okay. Okay, so let me give the second attendance of today. Because some people were smart, they just left the class after filling up the first attendance. They thought I will not be taking up the second attendance. So now they are going to miss out on this attendance for today. Very well, guys. Two attendances. Yay. The attendance will be closed exactly at 9:09. Okay, the attendance will be closed in 5 minutes, exactly at 9:09. Please start filling up your attendance right now. Exactly 9:09, the second attendance will be closed. This is the second attendance of today's class. Okay, at exactly 9:09, the attendance will be closed, guys. Exactly 9:09, the attendance will be closed. Please start filling up your attendance right now, guys. We'll be meeting in our tomorrow's class at the same time, and we'll be continuing from right over there. Thank you so much, guys. Please be ready. New data type, data structures, that is linked list, will be starting tomorrow. We'll also be seeing how to create our very own compare functions as well, guys. So you don't have to worry about it. Can we use pointers to traverse an array? Absolutely, yes. I think so. We have already done that, not properly, but yes, we have traversed the array yesterday. So yeah. Okay, so thank you so much, guys. We'll meet in tomorrow's class, 9:09. The attendance will be closed. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you, guys. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye.